It has been a dramatic 48 hours since the polls closed in the South Carolina Democratic primary on Saturday evening. 3 presidential candidates have now left the race, and the few that remain are scrambling to maximize their support before 14 states vote tomorrow. With only hours left before Super Tuesday's primaries, the Democratic presidential field winnowed even further. Exiting this time, Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar. She flew to Dallas to endorse former Vice President Joe Biden tonight. It was the latest in a string of departures since Biden's big win in South Carolina on Saturday. First to go was billionaire activist Tom Steyer, a distant third in South Carolina.
But I said if I didn't see a path to winning, that I'd suspend my campaign.
Pete Buttigieg placed 4th in South Carolina. He withdrew last night in South Bend, Indiana, where he had been mayor.
The truth is that the path has narrowed to a close for our candidacy, if not for our cause. And another of those values is responsibility. And we have a responsibility to consider the effect of remaining in this race any further.
It was reported Buttigieg will also be in Dallas tonight to endorse Biden. Awash in good news, the former vice president campaigned in Houston. The NewsHour's Dan Bush reports Biden is working to build on his South Carolina showing, and the candidate sounded upbeat today.
Just a few days ago, the pundits declared my campaign dead. But then along came South Carolina. And South Carolina had something to say about it. As I stand here today because of the minority communities, I am very much alive because of you.
Biden spent the weekend casting himself as the leading moderate alternative to Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, a self-proclaimed Democratic socialist.
This is no great secret to anybody. You can't run as an independent socialist, now a Democratic socialist, and particularly expect to do very well in states we have to win.
But Sanders fired back on Sunday.
Joe Biden is a friend of mine. Nope. But here is the point that we got to be honest about this. We got to be honest, and we have to say which campaign can beat Trump.
Sanders is looking for a large delegate haul tomorrow in California, the state with the biggest prize and one where he is polling strongly. It is one of 14 states voting Tuesday, putting more than a third of all Democratic delegates up for grabs. Candidates also have an eye on Texas, another state with a large delegate count, and southern states may also be key battlegrounds. In Virginia on Saturday, as some headed to the polls for early voting, others at a nearby farmers market told me they still felt undecided.
The way I look at it, you got a lot of B's in this equation. Bernie has the base, Biden has the experience, Bloomberg has the bucks. The question is, of those 3, what shakes out to be the best path forward in November?
Electability was also key for some who showed up at a campaign event in Northern Virginia for former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg.
Some of the candidates I liked at the beginning of the race have now dropped out, and I'm really trying to search the field and find out who it is, okay? Who can really beat Donald Trump.
Bloomberg insists he is the candidate to beat the president. He appears on primary ballots for the first time tomorrow.
Let's make sure that on Tuesday he hears from us even louder and clearer.
The other major candidate still in the field, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, also appeared undeterred. A spokesman vowed that she will stay in the race until the Democratic convention this summer.